está vivitos. Muchos de los unos de vuelta aquí en Genshin Impact. Ya me preparé. Iba a hacer antes de esto la espiral del abismo, pero qué flojera jugar tanto Genshin Impact. Así que únicamente me gasté toda mi resina. De hecho, hay alguien que me puede explicar. Obviamente nadie lo va a tener que investigar después. Panda de culo. Pero ¿por qué no puedo destruir estos? No los quiero. Curioso. Estos sí puedo eliminarlos. Y ya. Esperen, es que había una que dije, ah sí, por ejemplo, ¿por qué no? Y mi única suposición es porque ya tiene nivel. Entonces quiero pensar que no pueden retribuirte en mora los artefactos que ya gastaste. Es decir, o sea, ya tiene 5 niveles, pero pues aún si lo sacrificas, no te van a dar en mora lo que sacrificaste para que fuera nivel 5. Únicamente te darían, pero pues supongo que para evitar tanto problema, entonces mejor no puedes sacrificarlo y ya. Y si es eso, entonces ¿por qué estos no? Porque son 5 estrellas. No lo sé, nunca había destruido artefactos. Únicamente porque no necesito la mora, pero pues se me llena muy rápido el espacio de artefactos. Bueno, ya lo vacié, pero quería precisamente subir algunos artefactos de nivel y el resto destruirlos para conseguir mora a partir de eso. Y ya, nada, hagamos lo del evento. ¿Por qué no he hecho lo del evento? Porque me dio flojera. Sí, así es, y no solo eso, porque tenía que hacer primero la misión del mundo, después la del arconte y después la de este vato. Que de hecho te dejan jugarlo sin necesidad de que los acabes primero, lo cual me parece bien. Pero si te dicen, te vas a perder de cosas importantes, realmente no, aquí no te pierdes de nada. Tampoco. Pero bueno, sí, y después dije, pues ya me tardé tanto en hacer esas misiones, ¿por qué no me espero a que también esté completo y lo haga en un stream? ¿No? Que también quiero pensar que estas son las historias, o sea, el evento como tal, y estos ya son como que el relleno. Entonces vamos a hacerlo todo lo más posible. Y ya, chan se acabó.
Hi, Catherine. We heard that you have a new commission for us.
Ahí ahora es aquí donde saco mi celular, voy a YouTube y escucho si se escucha chido o no. Las historias, o sea, el evento como tal, y eso ya son como que el relleno. Entonces vamos a hacerlo todo, celular, voy a YouTube y ya,
Hi, Catherine. We heard that you have a new commission for us.
ahí ahora es aquí. Ok. Sí, no se escucha con eco, me escucho bien. Sigamos.
That's correct. There's a requester who has submitted a designated commission for the two of you.
A designated commission? Sounds like it must be pretty important. What kind of task is it exactly?
There's no need to worry. This commission is not dangerous by any means. Perhaps you have heard that Inazuma will soon be holding a major festival. The magnificent Irodori Festival.
Yay! A festival! Oh, come to think of it, we haven't attended a festival in Inazuma for a while.
¿Y la misión con Yoimiya no contó? Vale.
The Yashiro Commission and Lady Yae are responsible for all the festival preparations. The one who has requested your help is none other than Lady Yae herself.
Oh, Miko.
You know Miko. She always has some unusual ideas in her head. You can bet a festival planned by her is gonna be one to remember. We'd better go to Grand Narukami Shrine and see what she needs us to do.
Lady Yae is currently at Yae Publishing House in Hanamizaka, so there is no need to go all the way to the shrine. In fact, she has instructed me to have you directly meet with her there.
Oh, well that's convenient enough. Let's go then.
El cuente de Suikoi, el borracho. Vayamos a ver. Que yo espero que, o sea, Aether está preparado para pelear, pero espero que no me pidan pelear. Porque si no estaremos en
Tanya and
problemas.
Kuroda, how are things coming along? All the books and commission prints for Yai Publishing House were bound and sent out yesterday afternoon, Lady Yai.
Very good. And Murata?
We have already received word from Apekusu and Sailing Breeze that the materials are all in place for Shogun Almighty Reborn as Raiden with Unlimited Power and Pretty Please Kitsune Guji.
Ajá.
Well done. And what about you, Onodera? Ahem. Onodera?
Oh, yes, Lady Yai. Everything is ready for the new issue release party.
You are the one who organized the plans for this release party. In other words, you are the team's fearless leader now. So please, show some confidence. Besides, there's no need to be nervous. This project is destined for success. I feel quite optimistic about it. I shall specially grant you leave for the next couple of days, Onodera. Please take the opportunity to have a good rest. After all, you will be very busy on the day of the release party.
Yes, Lady Yai. Thank you very much.
All right then. Is everyone clear about their assignments? Good. We are running out of time, so let's get moving. Chop chop.
Sospechoso.
Ah, hello, little ones. I take it you have received my commission, hmm?
Some organizer you are! It's nearly time for the festival and you're still over here ramping things up for your light novel business! Shouldn't you be getting back to the Grand Narukami Shrine?
¿A ti qué? No veo cómo esto es mala organizadora.
You weren't thinking of dumping all the festival preparations on us, were you? If so, then you can forget it! Paimon won't accept such a commission!
Y yo tampoco.
My, such harsh words. It hurts to hear that kind of talk from you two. But as you can clearly see, I'm here working like a dog for the festival. Yet you say I'm not doing my job. Let me ask you, little ones, whoever said that the festival must involve the Grand Narukami Shrine?
Huh? But isn't that a given? This is Inazuma after all.
¿Y?
Yes, that is true. But now that the Sokoku decree has been lifted, Inazuma is no longer the same nation that once resisted change tooth and nail.
Pronunciando amargado.
Therefore, rather than sticking to the same old traditional festival, the Yashiro Commission and I have decided to shake things up a little. This time we'll be holding an international cultural festival, distinctly Inazuman, but with a unique twist.
¿Un festival cultural?
I suppose I should start by telling you the origins of the Irodori festival. Legend has it that there were 5 poets in ancient Inazuma who were supremely gifted in singing and writing poetry. They are known as the 5 Kasen. Every year, one of the 5 would present a collection of the group's poems to the shogun for review, which would then spark culture discussions regarding those works. Thanks to them, Inazuma's culture blossomed and gained great influence at that time. As time passed, people began creating various tales based on the 5 Kasen. The Irodori festival was also developed as a result to show appreciation for their works, which so greatly enriched our lives.
Sounds like a festival that's really rooted in culture.
Indeed. To describe it in the words of the ancients, it'd be refined elegance. Unfortunately, with the flow of time, people have gradually forgotten about the 5 Kasen and the festival. Which is precisely why I've decided to revive the Irodori festival by holding a cultural convention featuring light novels.
But wait a minute! Light novels?
¿Qué de la elegancia refinada?
Please stop looking at me with those baffled expressions. In ancient times, poetry was all the rage, but nowadays the entertainment format of choice is light novels.
Andamos muy quejumbrosos, ¿no?
The important thing is not the format, but the creative work itself. It is impossible to come up with anything fresh if you're stuck using some rigid format of the past.
Per se es una forma de decir, por así decirlo. Tengo entendido yo.
Speaking of which, Don't you think that the concept of focusing on the now perfectly suits the current
¿Alguien quiere
Inazuma?
poner la definición en los comentarios? Pues, bless.
And besides, it's a great opportunity to reintroduce Inazuma to all Teyvat through light novels. As they say, it's two birds with one stone.
Suena un montón de justificaciones con un motivo oculto.
Whoa, that was close. Paimon was nearly carried away by Miko's persuasive tongue. Come on, Miko! You can't fool us. We know you by now. This is all definitely stemming from your own personal interests.
Pues sí.
I can't deny that my hobbies had no part to play in this. However, regardless of whether it's light novels or a festival, catching people's attention with a fresh concept is the essence here.
Estoy bastante molesto.
Well, what do you say? Aren't you two even a little curious about what interesting things you might see at the festival?
Maybe a little. Oh, all right. Paimon's super curious now.
Come, let's pay a visit to the venue in Rito together. I promise that it will give you a whole new perspective on the festival. There we'll meet a special someone who will tell you more about your tasks.
Es que me molesta. Bueno, sí, tal vez por el humor que ahorita estoy. He estado como baboso con el celular porque cierta personita me anduvo escribiendo y yo muy contento agito mi cola ay, son de esas veces en las que tú estás más interesado en la charla que la otra persona y estás pendiente del celular a ver si te responde y eso me trae un poquito al borde, solo un poco, no, claramente no, pero también lo que me molesta, o sea, ya fuera de la razón la razón por la cual estoy de mal humor desde antes. Critican a Miko por sacar provecho de este evento cultural para ella cuando nosotros cada vez que hacemos un encargo siempre buscamos una recompensa, lo cual no es que esté mal, pero lo que critican de algo que ellos mismos hacen, entonces sí se me hace medio hipócrita y eso a mí personalmente me molesta. Espera, porque es como, ¿por qué la criticas?
During the Irodori festival, the area around the Outlander Affairs Agency will become the main exhibition space for light novels. Once things are in full swing, not only will there be lots of official and fan-created work on display, there will also be exclusive giveaways, prizes, and new release parties.
Tal vez no se entienda muy bien, pero de autores oficiales aficionados se refiere a hecho por fans.
This small plaza in front of the International Trade Association will be called the 5 Kasen Plaza during the festival, and nearby shops will be selling special light novel merchandise. You certainly won't want to miss out.
Wow. How should Paimon put this? It's definitely not your typical festival, but it sure looks like it'll be quite the party.
Sí, la fiesta de las novelas ligeras.
Huh. Miko, what are these blank boards in the center of the plaza?
Yes, those are...
Ah, Lady I did mention that there would be some reliable helpers coming to assist with the festivities. It appears she meant you two. At last we meet again, Traveler and Paimon. Tell me, how are you faring recently?
Oh, it's Ayato! Wow, so even a busy guy like yourself is here to attend the Irodori festival.
Preparing festivals falls under the Yashiro Commission's scope of responsibilities. Seeing as Lady Yae has poured her heart and soul into the preparations, I'm obliged to be equally dedicated.
Ha puesto su alma y corazón en esto. No volcado, pero okay. Supongo que...
Come now, Ayato. We're not strangers here. There's no need to sound so formal. We were just about to discuss the boards over here. They're related to our little helper's tasks, so I'll let you give them a detailed rundown.
De hecho, me cisca ya porque cada vez que termina su diálogo, como a punto de decir el diálogo, pero siento que me salto lo que
Certainly. I assume you two already know that the Irodori festival originated from the 5 Kasen. These 5 boards are here for painting their portraits. This Irodori festival is not only the first major festival to be held in Inazuma since the lifting of the Sakoku decree, it is also an event deeply rooted in culture and the arts. Therefore, the Yashiro Commission has personally invited several cultural celebrities from other nations.
Genial.
For example, the artist we have invited to paint these portraits hails from the distant land of Mondstadt.
Albedo.
The Yashiro Commission will arrange accommodations and food in Inazuma for each of the distinguished guests. However, we fear that staying in a foreign land may feel a little uncomfortable. Which is precisely why it would be ideal to have someone familiar with both Inazuma and other nations of Teyvat to serve as a guide for our guests.
Y ahí es donde entramos nosotros.
I knew you would catch on. It is our hope that you would be able to guide the guests from the harbor to their residence at the International Trade Association, while providing any necessary assistance along the way. This arrival schedule includes the details of the ships on which the guests will be arriving. All you simply have to do is go to the docks at the indicated times.
2 días antes del festival. Información sobre el barco de los invitados. Barco de pasajeros de gran tamaño. Entre los pasajeros se incluyen varios bardos de Mondstadt y el pintor Calx y su acompañante. ¿Pintor Calx? ¿Ese es tu nombre, Albedo? Su acompañante quiero pensar que es Clip por los trailers. Bardos. Conocemos creo que a 2 y eso no incluye a Venti. Segundo día del festival. Información. Barco de pasajeros de gran tamaño. Escritores, pintores y participantes de la arena mecánica, además del escritor Senio. Ese sí no sé quién es. Barco el tercer día. Una breve parada y traerá un solo pasajero. Ni la menor idea. Un día después de la feria de novedades editoriales, información sobre el barco y los invitados. Barco de pasajeros de tamaño pequeño, 2 pasajeros. No tengo idea.
It's settled then. My, look at the time. I have to meet with my editors, so I must be going now. During the festival, most of the Yai Publishing House's editors will be staying near the Outlander Affairs Agency. If you run into any problems, you may find them there.
This festival requires the full cooperation of the Tri-Commission, and there are still many minor details which require my attention, so I must excuse myself for now. I'll leave the guests in your hands.
All the details we need about the ships are on the timetable that Ayato gave us. Let's take a closer look and be sure to pick up the passengers according to the times written on it.
Okay. Yo no sé mañana. Caray. Me faltaron 2 minutitos. Y al fin ya me puse al corriente con Danganronpa. De hecho, nada me falta. ¿Qué sería? El arco del futuro. El especial. Creo que había un especial. Y y pues... El tercero no pienso verlo, pero bueno. Es otra historia. El punto es... que por ende terminé ya de ver
According to the arrival schedule, there will be a ship arriving from Mondstadt today. The artist for the 5 Kasim portraits should be on board. The boat should be arriving soon, so let's head down to the docks.
Y debo decir que si ustedes quieren ver Danganronpa... caray. ¿Y estas? ¿Y estas? Es que sí, ese es el problema. No es necesario que veas Ultra Dispersed Girls. O sea, sí te da a entender mejor ciertos detalles. No te agarran con la guardia abajo. Pero de ser mejor sería un resumen. Pero es que tampoco recomiendo el resumen, porque ver el juego y los diálogos y demás les da más cariño a los personajes del juego.
Hello! You must be here to take part in the Irodori Festival. We're the festival guides, and we'll show you around.
Yes, that's right. We are bards from Mondstadt. Word has it that Inazuma has undergone many changes of late. We hope to find fresh inspiration here.
Paimon, ¿se puede saber qué haces?
These guests are all bards, aren't they? Well, where's Tone-Deaf Bard then? Huh. Strange. He's pretty famous in Mondstadt. Do you think he didn't receive an invitation?
Tal vez lo invitaron y no quiso venir.
Huh? Why's that?
Ya sabes cómo es Venti.
Oh, Paimon sees what you're getting at. Even though Venti no longer rules over Mondstadt, he's still an Archon. If he came rushing to Inazuma at the first mention of a festival, not only would it seem a little childish, it would also sort of be shameless of him too.
Mr. Honorary Knight, Paimon!
Algo nació dentro de mí.
It's Klee! Were you also invited to the Irodori festival?
No, Albato's the one who received the invitation. But because everyone in the Knights of Favonius has been really busy these days, Albedo arranged for someone here to issue me a dependent pass.
Greetings, Traveler and Paimon. After hearing that Inazuma was making preparations for the Irodori festival, I predicted that I might run into you here.
Eres el real.
Ha! Paimon knew it! Albedo's the one they've invited to paint the 5 Kasen!
It seems that you already know why I'm here. Just so you're aware, I'll be using my pen name in Inazuma, Calx.
Y así como así, los 3 bardos nos valieron, pero sí.
Oh, by the way, do you know where the International Trade Association is? I'll be meeting with the editorial director of the Yae Publishing House there.
Yeah, the International Trade Association is where you'll be staying in Inazuma. We'll be heading there too.
Great. Let's get going then.
Los peores guías turísticos del mundo. Que no lo quería decir antes porque dije, no creo, o igual sí creo que lo vayan a hacer, así que me esperaré. Dije, espero que no, porque vengan nuestros amigos, ignoremos de forma tan grosera al resto de invitados. Pero no, sí, hicieron exactamente eso. Estaban los 3, Paimon los ignoró por completo buscando a Venti. De la nada desaparecieron y ya estábamos con Albedo. ¿Qué cosas? ¿No?
Wow, it's so beautiful here! So many things I've never seen before.
Slow down, Klee. Please be careful not to bump into others. Telling Klee so many stories about Inazuma during the trip was probably not the best idea. As a result, she could hardly sleep all the way here. It appears she's even more excited now that we've arrived.
Pues tiene mucha energía, eso es bueno.
Strange. It seems that the editorial director, Mr. Hiroyama, isn't here yet. I'm certain he said that he'd be sure to arrive before me. This might be a problem.
¿Qué sucede?
Well, Mr. Hiroyama was supposed to meet with me and give me some reference materials about the 5 Kasen today. That way, I could better visualize the content for my paintings.
¿Esos son muñequitos de la show?
You mean you had no idea what you'd be painting before you arrived in Inazuma?
I only know of the 5 Kasen by name. Because of the sheer age of the tale, very little has been passed down to this day. So Mr. Hiroyama decided to help me collect some more information. I'm the type of painter who can complete a painting quickly as long as I'm inspired. So I agreed on only receiving the details today.
So when do the paintings have to be done by?
According to the festival plans, the portraits will be revealed one at a time throughout the various stages of the Irodori festival. The first one, depicting Suiko, will need to be done before the festival's official opening ceremony, which is the day after tomorrow.
The day after tomorrow? Then you're already running out of time!
There's no need to panic. When I was working on light novel illustrations, because the manuscripts are shipped by boat, things were always tight and finished at the last minute. Just last month, to ensure the latest book of A Legend of Sword would be finished for the Irodori festival, I had to complete the final chapter's illustrations the same day I received the manuscript. I heard that my illustrations were sent to print as soon as they arrived in Inazuma. I still don't know how well they turned out.
Paimon isn't sure if she should feel sympathetic for your working conditions or compliment you on your artistic genius.
Qué comentario tan delicioso en chisme sobre la vida actual de ciertas artistas.
Of course, I would still prefer to receive any possible reference materials in advance so that I can be better prepared.
Ahora que lo pienso, Miko dijo que...
Oh, right! The editors of the Yai Publishing House will all be around the Outlander Affairs Agency these next few days. Who knows? Maybe Mr. Hirayama's over there too. We'll take you over there to see if we can find him, Albedo.
All right, it's worth a try.
Que ese no es su nombre, coño.
Klee, you haven't slept for a while now. Please stay at our residence in the International Trade Association and get some rest. We will be back soon.
Okie dokie. Don't worry, Albedo. I'll be on my best behavior.
Lo dudo. Lo dudo. Fuck, ya se fue. Niña. No importa. Ay.
This can't be happening. The moment we need to contact Onodera is when he's on special leave. Kuroda and I will go back to Inazuma City for an emergency printing run. The demand for this book is so high, though. Even with the emergency prints, it still might not be enough.
Despite everything, we're still lucky that we found out today. If this had happened a few days later, then we'd really be in boiling water.
Estuviéramos en
Hey,
agua invierno.
do you think that suspicious guy they found in the warehouse has anything to do with this?
Well, the editorial director is on his way over there to investigate the situation as we speak.
Perdón.
Sorry to interrupt, but what's going on here?
Oh, hey, Traveler. Don't worry. It's nothing, just an internal issue. That's all. How can I help you?
I'm looking for the editorial director, Mr. Hirayama. Does anyone know where he is now?
Mr. Hirayama is currently at the warehouse down by the harbor.
Oh, hold on a second, Murata. Excuse me, but you must be Calx, the one who was invited to paint the 5 Kasen for the festival?
Yes, that's me.
My name is Kuroda. You must be inquiring about information regarding the 5 Kasen. I do apologize, but please make yourself comfortable at the International Trade Association, and I will let Mr. Hirayama know to send you the materials right away.
Oh, no need. You guys look super busy, so we can go find him ourselves.
About that.
Excuse me, but is there something wrong with the latest volume of A Legend of Sword?
Huh? How did you know?
Since you were all aware that Mr. Hirayama needed to send me some supporting materials, that means the editorial director didn't forget about it. Instead, something urgent must have cropped up. To add to that, despite being aware that I am Calx, you were still unwilling to let me go to Mr. Hirayama directly. After considering these factors, the only reason you would try to stall me is if something happened to A Legend of Sword, which I did the illustrations for.
Well, I'm very sorry. The situation is just as you said, Calx. I suppose it doesn't hurt to tell you now. Earlier today, someone spotted a suspicious outlander sneaking around inside the Irodori Festival warehouse down by the docks. So they promptly alerted the Tenryou Commission. The Tenryou Commission was concerned about potential cargo theft, so they contacted everyone who was renting space in the warehouse. It was then that we realized that the latest copies of A Legend of Sword had suddenly gone missing.
What? The books are missing?
Shh, not so loud. Not only is this book an eagerly anticipated release in the last phase of the Irodori Festival, but the author, Jinyu, will be personally attending the release party as well.
Because of the dire situation, Mr. Hirayama immediately hurried to the warehouse to determine whether the theft was related to that suspicious outlander.
No es por ofender, pero como un editor de una novela ligera puede determinar si están relacionadas o no.
I see. It would be a great misfortune if A Legend of Sword would not be released on schedule. And quite a disappointment for Jinyu as well. If Mr. Hirayama has gone to the warehouse at the docks, then I'll go down to see if I can be of any help.
So the author of A Legend of Sword is Jinyu. Sounds familiar. Hey, isn't that Shincho's pen name?
Chingada madre, Paimon, por una... Ese sí me salió muy del alma. Esta vez sí me hizo enojar.
Oh, do you know him?
Somos viejos amigos.
Shincho would definitely be upset if he discovers his books are missing. Let's accompany Albedo to the warehouse too.
¿De qué me sirve tener un nombre tipo apodo con el cual me usen en el extranjero y que específicamente te dice que estaré usando si esta pequeña masa de caca flotante no para de decir los nombres? Sabía que debí cocinar apenas la pesqué, maldita sea. ¡Oh! Espera. Al ver la situación creo que esto no va por buen lado.
Huh? It's you! Why are you here?
I'm here on behalf of the Tenryou Commission, of course. Is that surprising?
No, tú, mamacita.
No, Sarah, Paimon wasn't talking about you! So, tone-deaf bard. The suspicious outlander in the warehouse wouldn't happen to be you, would it?
Considering the evidence, it appears that the suspicious outlander is indeed me.
As I have told you, you are a suspect. Before your allegations of theft and illegal entry as a stowaway are cleared, you are to remain silent. Don't make me say it again.
Oy.
Traveler, Paimon, do you know this self-proclaimed bard from Mondstadt?
Se podría decir que nos conocemos bastante bien.
Listen, Sarah. Knowing him, it's safe to say that he wasn't behind the theft. But what's this about being a stowaway?
Although he claims to be a special guest for the Irodori festival, he's failed to present his invitation letter. Therefore, we can only suspect that he might have entered the country illegally. And just a moment ago, we caught him in a dandelion wine crate near the Sailing Breeze.
¿Podemos hacerle unas preguntas?
If it would help shed any light on the situation, then please, be my guest.
Oh, Venti! You didn't really come here illegally, did you?
Ouch, your words wound me. We've been apart for so long, and the moment we meet again, all I'm greeted with is grilling questions and suspicious glares. You arrived in Inazuma via similar means, or so I heard. You of all people should be more understanding, don't you think?
O sea que sí.
Similar means?
Nosotros no teníamos otra opción.
I merely jest. Fear not, for the person who sent me the invitation is none other than Kamisato Ayato of Yashiro Commission. It's unlikely that someone acquainted with the likes of him would ever be here illegally,
no, sí.
right?
Sí.
But why weren't you on the same ship as the other bards?
Well, once I received the invitation letter, I couldn't help but want to come to Inazuma a little early. It was then that I happened upon a cargo ship bound for Inazuma transporting dandelion wine. So, naturally, I decided to set sail with them. Once aboard, I found the captain to be a kindred spirit, and I was treated to an abundance of fine liquor along the way. I must have fallen asleep in the cargo crate while carefully comparing the tastes of dandelion wine and Inazuman sake. And when I woke up, I found myself in this warehouse with a Tenryou Commission general glaring at me from atop the grate.
Coming from Venti, this story is quite believable. But it still feels a bit...
Ridículo.
Excuse me, I'm the owner of the stolen goods from the IA Publishing House, and there are some questions I would like to ask you. Based on what you just said, it seems you've been in the warehouse for some time now. If that's the case, did you happen to hear anything unusual?
Actually, I did hear some faint footsteps around me a couple of times, but I didn't consider the sound anything out of the ordinary.
Hmm? But if you clearly heard something, why didn't you feel it was unusual?
Oh, I seem to understand now.
Huh? What did you notice, Albedo?
When it comes to burglars, they are generally associated with prying or rummaging through things. What Venti means is that he did not hear anything unusual like that. As for the sound of footsteps, because this is a warehouse where many goods are coming in and out each day, it is quite normal for people to be walking around.
I see. But if that's the case, then we're back to square one regarding the stolen books.
No, not quite. From the facts that have been presented to us, we can draw at least 3 conclusions now. First, whoever took the novels is not a spur-of-the-moment burglar. They had their sights on the books from the very beginning. Second, the culprit was very familiar with the warehouse, and might even have a key. And third...
Que no se trata de un único culpable.
I knew you'd catch on, Traveler. One person couldn't possibly transport so many heavy books in such a short window of time. It must have been a team effort. It goes without saying that Venti clearly does not match up with our culprits.
Yes, I agree with your reasoning. Mr. Hirayama, the Tenryo Commission will continue by investigating the warehouse staff. If you come across any further clues, please notify us immediately.
Yes, understood. I'll leave it to you then.
I suppose I'm free as a bird then.
Not so fast. Even though we've cleared the theft allegations, we still haven't ascertained whether your arrival in Inazuma was legal or not.
Aw, 'tis a shame. I thought surely after my honest account you might let me off the hook.
Sara's quite the meticulous one. So, where's your invitation letter, Venti?
Yes, the invitation letter. I'm truly sorry. I can't seem to remember where I may have put it.
How could you lose something so important?
Don't be mistaken. I was well aware of how important it was. But I didn't bring any luggage with me, and the letter was too big to fit in my pocket. So I kept it in my hand the whole trip. Strange. Though I had a little too much to drink, I know that I kept it in a secure place. I even recall being most pleased at coming up with a good idea at the time.
If you were holding the invitation in your hand the whole time, then why did you put it down?
Well, to properly compare the taste of Mondstadt wine and Inazuman sake, I had to hold a glass in each hand. I couldn't both hold the invitation and a glass at the same time. But surely I wouldn't put it in just any random place. It could easily be misplaced.
In which case, I believe there's only one place it could be.
Have
you figured it out, Traveler?
Huh? You're way ahead of Paimon. Do you two already know where the
Es que
invitation
a eso me
letter is?
refiero. ¿Cómo hay veces en las que se supone que somos tan listos y avispados y otras en las que somos completos babosos? Ah, tal vez ninguna de estas. O no, o simplemente me acaban de demostrar que sí somos unos caretos, unos babotes en su corro.
Ah, yes! I remember now. I knew you'd help me find it.
Venti encuentra la carta en su gorro.
This is indeed an invitation letter issued by the Yashiro Commission. Now that we've confirmed this guest's identity, I have no further questions. However, starting tonight, I would advise you to stay at the International Trade Association. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be leaving now.
There goes Sara. All right, let's go talk to Mr. Hirayama about Albedo's reference materials.
Mr. Hirayama, I'm Calx. We had originally arranged to meet today.
Ah, yes, so you are Calx. I'm very sorry that you've arrived in Inazuma only to find such a mess. These are the materials regarding the 5 Kassen. All the information that we could find is compiled here.
Ay, hijo de su pinche madre, me van a hacer leer. God fucking damn it. Ok, voy a leer. Sobre los 5 Kassen. Los 5 Kassen son personajes de una antigua leyenda de Inazuma. Se dice que recibieron este nombre debido a su gran don para la creación artística. También dicen que la Shogun era una gran admiradora de sus obras y que cada año los 5 recopilaban en un libro sus nuevas canciones y las enviaban a Tenshukaku para que la Shogun diera su opinión al respecto. Los 5 Kassen eran Suikou, Aoi no Okina, Akahito, Sumisome y Kurunoshi. Hoy en día ya es imposible averiguar sus nombres reales. Sin embargo, una teoría bastante extendida es que, como muchas de las historias de los 5 Kassen se comenzaron a representar en los escenarios, estos personajes empezaron a diferenciarse por el color de su ropa, verde, azul, rojo, blanco y negro, con el fin de que el público los distinguiera mejor. Así, la gente comenzó a llamar a los Kazen por medio de sus colores representativos. No obstante, también hay otras teorías, como que el nombre de Suikou se debe al nombre de su cabaña de paja, el estudio Suikou, o que Akahito se llama así porque le gustaba poner sellos escarlata en todas sus obras. Sobre las historias de los 5 Kazen. Los 5 Kazen fueron personajes de gran relevancia en la vida de todos, y las obras que protagonizaron fueron muy populares en toda Inazuma. Es una auténtica lástima que, a pesar de todas las historias que se han transmitido sobre ellos, el contenido de estas no sea fiable a día de hoy, pues es muy probable que se perdieran durante la catástrofe que tuvo lugar hace 500 años, Kaenriha, o Kaenriah. Los registros que se conservan actualmente nos permiten saber que, durante la época dorada de su composición poética, las obras de los 5 Kazen atendían al mismo formato, grupos de 4 poemas en los que cada poema estaba escrito desde la perspectiva de uno de los Kazen. Los 4 poemas juntos formaban una historia completa. Lo más interesante de todo es que parece que no hay ningún poema escrito desde la perspectiva de Kuronushi, sí. Informe...
Let's see here. Yes, it's just as I had suspected. Monikers such as Suiko and Aoi no Okina aren't the real names of the 5 Kazen.
Se me resbaló el pinche dedo.
Though there were once many stories regarding each of the 5 Kazen, the validity of their contents can no longer be verified in present times. Alas, what a shame. But, at the very least, we know that most of the stories were written according to a similar style, so there is still something we may glean from this.
So, is the info useful for your paintings, Albedo?
To some extent, yes. However, I must admit that it is still lacking and, fails to fulfill the most crucial element. Inspiration.
I am sorry that this information is not as exhaustive as you had hoped. However, it is not possible to gather anything more at the moment. Though, Lady Yai did say that there are many variations of the story about the 5 Kazen, and everyone has a different story in their heart. So all you need to do is follow through with what's in your own heart, and create something that you yourself find interesting.
Eso es como darle una bofetada.
That does sound like something Miko would say.
Thank you, Mr. Hirayama. No need to worry. I'll find inspiration for the portraits.
¿Qué está pasando?
Great. I'll leave it to you then, Calx. Oh, and there's one more thing I need to ask of everyone.
Empezó a abrir mi celular y fue beat y yo, what?
Tomorrow morning, Mr. Genyu, the author of A Legend of Sword, will be arriving in Inazuma by boat. If you see him, please do not mention the stolen novels for the time being.
No me hagas eso, mi amiguito.
Whether the stolen books are eventually recovered or not, the Aya Publishing House will do its best to ensure that the novel's release is a success.
Entendido.
You have my gratitude. I'll be going then.
Well, seems there's nothing more we can do here. Let's go. Huh? Betty? What are you doing over there? You don't want us to leave you behind, do you?
Traveler, Albedo, would you mind coming over here for a moment? There's something peculiar that I think you should see.
Donde sea tu pito me voy a enojar mucho. Oh, informe de los 5 que hacen. Chis, please. Acá, 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 aquí. ¿Este? No. ¿Este? No, este. ¿En qué paquete? Ay, voy a eruptar, esperen. Ok, todo bien. Sobre las historias de los 5 Kazen. Los 5 Kazen fueron personajes de gran relevancia en la vida de todos y las obras que protagonizaron fueron muy populares en toda Inazuma. Es una auténtica lástima que... Ah, sí, ya había leído eso. Tengo mala retención de eso. Formar una historia completa. Lo más interesante de todo es que parece que no hay ningún poema escrito desde la perspectiva de Kuronushi. Informe personal de los 5 Kazen. Suikou, gran amante del licor, nacido de familia humilde, tenía una personalidad despreocupada y desinhibida. Se dice que le dieron el nombre de Suikou porque vivía en el estudio Suikou. Aoi no Okina, gran maestro del ajedrez. De él se conservan tanto sus poemas como sus novelas. Algunos piensan que triunfó profesionalmente a una edad tardía y que anteriormente había trabajado en el shogunato. Otros creen que no era humano, sino un longevo demonio reencarnado. Akahito, diestro espadachín. Es muy probable que naciera en una familia de guerreros. Se dice que el nombre de Akahito viene de su manía por colocar un sello escarlata en todas las obras que escribía. Sumisome. En el pasado fue una miko. Tenía un gran don para el ikebana y la danza. Creo que el ikebana era un instrumento tipo guitarrita chiquita. No, de hecho chiquita no, pero bueno, el punto es que era un instrumento, tipo guitarra. Más tarde trabajó como doncella para la Shogun. Algunos afirman que cuando se hizo famosa abandonó su puesto. Otros dicen que permaneció junto a la Shogun hasta el final. Kuronushi. Poca información se conserva de él, por lo que se desconocen sus orígenes. Tal vez por eso en las historias que se cuentan de los 5 Kazen, su personaje y personalidad son mucho más complejos que los del resto. Ya, ahora sí, puedo descansar en paz. A ver, ¿qué es Venti? No te bajes.
What is it, Venti? A piece
pañuelitos.
of paper.
Indeed. When I awakened to find myself in the warehouse this morning, I discovered this paper in the cargo crate where I was sleeping. I didn't think much of it then. I thought it was merely a scrap piece of paper that had fallen into the cargo. After a quick glance, I stuffed it into a place nearby.
Después de revisar los alrededores, lo escondí en la zona.
But on second thought, I think it's worth having you take a look at what's written on it.
El esplendor de los 5 Kazen, Soikou. El esplendor, mi hogar dista del mundo y de su frivolidad, mas el clamor de mi fama apertura mi tranquilidad. A Tenshukaku me encamino, solo para descubrir que los versos de Aoi se han perdido. Toda poderosa Shogun, su perdón suplico. Conté todo mi saber sobre el capítulo perdido. Ebrio del aroma del licor, una sombra errante deambula a mi alrededor. Un indeseable traidor me despojó de los versos y todo mi punto honor. No sé qué es punto honor.
Let me see. Suiko chapter. Wait a minute. Isn't Suiko the name of one of the 5 Kazen?
The story told in this poem roughly boils down to Suiko getting tipsy and letting some poems that were meant for the Shogun get stolen. This story sounds familiar to my ear. Where have I heard it?
Seriously? It's literally the same story you just experienced yesterday.
Oh, indeed it is. Interesting, isn't it?
Pienso que guarda relación con los libros perdidos.
Yes, I concur. The person who left this paper could quite possibly be the criminal, or even a witness to the theft. But why leave the paper here in such a fashion? And if the one who left it here was a witness, why didn't they attempt to stop the burglary?
All right, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Meeting together in Inazuma like this is a most rare occasion. Since we've been busy from the start of the day, let us find an inn with good drink to keep our thirst at bay.
Causa más sed.
Hey! You just sobered up and you're already thinking about more drinks? And let's not forget that Albedo still has a portrait to complete. We don't have time to be slacking off.
No, it's fine. Let's all go for a drink together. It'll be my treat.
Ay, cabrón.
Wait a minute. What about your portrait?
De inspiración, paño.
As I mentioned before, I'm the kind of artist who can work quickly once I'm inspired. And now, it seems I've found my source of inspiration. If I use a model as reference for the piece, we must pay him back with the appropriate recompense.
In that case, we'll need to order more dishes.
O sea, va a utilizar a Venti como modelo de uno de
One
los
year,
descansos.
the poet Suiko made his way to Tenshukaku and presented the Kasen's work for the Shogun's perusal. But a page from the works of Aoi no Okina had been torn out, and Suiko was questioned regarding the matter. Suiko pleaded guilty. He admitted to drinking at the tavern the night before, and vaguely recalled a mysterious figure approaching while he was intoxicated.
¿Shincho?
Who is this Genyu everyone keeps talking about?
Wow, you really came through, Albedo. You were able to complete the first portrait before the opening ceremony.
Yes, it really is a sight to behold. Not only does it harken to the traditional style of Inazuma, but it also makes use of modern aesthetics. My figure is particularly striking. Even though I'm sound asleep in the portrait, I still appear as glorious as always.
Hey, don't get too full of yourself, Tone-Deaf Bard. You were just a model. The person in the artwork isn't actually you. Well, Albedo, who will be your next portrait?
The next one will be Aoi no Okina of the Five Kasen.
Albedo, might I suggest waiting a little before starting on the next one? Who knows? You might soon discover another story.
Another story?
I believe he's referring to the possibility of finding another paper with tales of the Five Kasen. According to the reference materials I was given, we've only found the first of a total of 4 chapters.
Do you think the mysterious person who left the first paper will strike again?
It certainly is a possibility. Also, there are some points regarding the stories of the Five Kasen that have left me rather curious. For example, the reference materials make mention of 5 legendary figures, yet all the popular stories only consist of 4 parts. It appears that throughout all the stories, there is never a chapter dedicated to Kuronushi.
Yes, I'm also curious about these stories myself. But who knows? They may merely be akin to the old saying in Mondstadt. Seeds of stories brought by the wind and cultivated by time. So for now, we need but just wait patiently.
Y ahí están. Ok, ya entendí. Este es cute. This is cute. Ay, tiene su misión. De hecho, lo iba a mencionar de cómo me gusta. ¿Cómo se dice? A mí me gusta cómo hacen eso, de cómo cuentan una historia del pasado utilizando personajes del futuro. En el sentido de que obviamente Venti o la imagen de Venti no es exactamente la del vato este, pero se utiliza Venti. Entonces a ver cómo yo no entendí. Ajá. Pero entonces, ¿en qué orden lo debería de hacer? Debería de hacer este y después... a ver. Suponiendo que estamos jugando conforme el día pasa. El rastro de las flores azules. ¿Y cuál es ese? Es este. Pero ay, no sé. Este requiere que juegue este. ¿Este qué requiere? Que juegue este. Pero si este no estaba disponible, este sí, pero este sí estaba disponible. Entonces primero deberíamos hacer ese. Ajá, a ver. Hagamos eso.
What a coincidence. I was wondering where I might be able to find you, and here you are.
¿Me extrañabas?
Yes, indeed. I believe Klee has missed you tremendously. Alright, as much as I'd like to sit and chat with you, this time I'm here mainly for Klee.
Principalmente por Klee.
Before bringing Klee here, I told her many stories about Inazuma. It got her very excited to experience the local culture here. However, I've got other things to do in Inazuma this time, besides painting the portraits of the 5 Kasen. Over the next couple of days, I won't have the time to show her around. Inazuma is not like Mondstadt. I can't just let Klee wander off by herself when I'm busy with other things. So I had to have her stay at the International Trade Association while I finish my work. She hasn't complained, but I can tell she's not enjoying being stuck there on her own. Fortunately, I now have you and Paimon. So,
Yay! Mr. Honorary Knight's here! what you're talking about, Mr. Honorary Knight. Are we gonna go play?
Clee, ¿quieres salir a jugar?
Yeah. But Albedo is really busy. I can't go too far away or he'll be worried about me.
Aw, Clee, you're such a thoughtful kid.
No como Paimon.
Paimon's very thoughtful, thank you very much. Paimon always thinks of you whenever she's eating a delicious slime.
Ah, sí. Qué considerada de tu parte.
Anyway, it is pretty cruel not to let Clee go out when she was so excited to come here.
Oye, vamos a jugar con Clee.
Yep. Allow the almighty traveler and dependable Paimon to bring Clee on a tour of Inazuma.
Presentémosla a alguien divertido. Sé a dónde va esto.
Clee, do you want to go play with Mr. Honorary Knight?
Yes, you bet I do.
As you know, Clee is our Spark Knight. You must keep her safe and sound. By which I mean, try to keep her out of trouble. For instance, if a mountain in Inazuma was to lose one of its peaks, or if there were an explosion somewhere in the city, Clee could very well get in trouble.
Entiendo, las explosiones están prohibidas.
Glad to hear it.
I promise I'll bring you back an awesome souvenir, Mr. Albedo.
Great. I look forward to it.
There are loads of cool things to do in Inazuma. Try the local cuisine, visit a shrine. What do you want to do, Clee?
Cuisine? What's that?
You know, food and drink. Paimon just meant we could take you to a local restaurant.
A restaurant? Yay! Snack time!
Got it! Alright, snack time it is! Let's go!
Lo que todavía tengo duda. Leyendas de los Kazen no, detalles. Ajá. No, estos son leyendas de los Kazen. ¿Y esto qué es entonces? Ah, con tu puta madre. Digo, perdón. Ok, haremos esto después. Vaya, esto va a ser más largo de lo que pensé. ¿Debería seccionarlo por día? Porque si bien podría ahorita echarme lo más posible. Esperen. Sí. O sea, podría jugar por otras 2 horas. El problema es si me vaya a aburrir o no de esto. Pero al menos esa primera misión del evento sí duró como 1 hora, ¿no? ¿Cuánto llevamos? Déjenme repetir.
Wow, something smells so good. I think it's coming from the steaming thingy.
Sí, 1 hora. Si son otras 4, si son otros 5, entonces otras son 5 horas. Más esto.
Mr. Honorary Knight, look at this noodly soup. It's so pretty. There's so many nice things inside.
It's not noodly soup. It's tonkotsu ramen, actually.
La. Miren quién va a ser exitoso en la escuela.
Oh, so, what are those yellow and red thingies on that plate?
You're kidding, right? Those are tri-flavored skewers.
Sí, yo he visto Rick y Morty unas 50,000 veces. Tu coeficiente intelectual no alcanza al mío.
And what about this little yellow cake?
That's an egg roll. They're amazing. Have you really not tried one before?
Oye, no lo sé, te parezco que soy de aquí, mequetrefe.
Wow, tonkotsu ramen, tri-flavored skewers, and egg rolls. They all sound delicious.
Qué bueno que es una niña tan dulce.
They sure are. Guess you're not from around here if you haven't tried any of these before.
Eso es lo único que... Oh, por el aborto.
Let me buy you an egg roll with my allowance so you can get a taste of our Inazuman food.
Wow, hey, amiguito. Pa' tu casa.
Really? But Master Jean said I shouldn't go taking other people's things.
Also, that's your allowance, right? Taking another kid's allowance just seems kind of wrong.
No hace falta que nos des tu paga.
Oh, I remember you. You're Yoimiya's friend. How come you know how to make egg rolls?
Egg rolls are a piece of cake for this guy. Why don't you make some for Klee and Iwao?
También puedo hacer para ti.
Really? Wow, Paimon is so touched. You're learning.
Esta babosa.
All right, we'll be waiting on those egg rolls.
Te estoy viendo, pendejo, Quita tus sucios ojos y presencia general de Klee. Señor, voy a utilizar su olla solo porque sí. Ahorita de huevo. ¿Cuántos? ¿3? Oh, eso no lo sabía. Ay, mira, nunca los he hecho. Sí, se activó mi modo papá sobreprotector muy intenso. Ah, mira esta. Gracias, Bárbara. Me ahorraste.
Mr. Honorary Knight, what do egg rolls taste like?
A huevitos pero hecho en rollo.
Wow, you really can cook them. You're awesome, mister.
It's sweet. So yummy.
Huevo dulce.
Yep. It's delicious. Traveler, you are the best.
Yeah, these egg rolls are pretty good, but I still think Yoimiya's are better.
Eres un simp. No tengo nada más que decir.
Who is Yoimiya? She makes egg rolls too?
Es la dueña de una tienda de fuegos artificiales.
Yoimiya can do anything. She tells stories, keeps goldfish, makes fireworks, and gives us candy too. Yoimiya's pretty much the best and most awesome person ever.
For me, the best, most awesome person in the world is my mom. And Klee knows loads of other great people too, like Mr. Albedo, Mr. Honorary Knight, Master Jean, Kaya.
Surely she's not going to name everyone she knows.
Oh, well, I don't know any of those people. But anyways, I still want to introduce you to Yoimiya. If you want, I'll take you to find her.
Uy, te iba a cortar esa mano
In
en el
most
acto.
festivals, Yoimiya's so busy that you can never find her. But this festival's different. She has free time, so she can play with us. She seems like she hasn't been in a great mood recently, but maybe seeing you will cheer her up.
No lo sé, tal vez en vez de poner tus problemas de una falta de figura materna en ella, sea más feliz, mocoso.
Okay, let's go play with Yoimiya.
Pero sí, vayamos con ella. Next time. ¿Dónde? Ah, era acá. Sí, no, ese chavaco no lo sabe, pero ya está muerto. Ay. Dime, ¿por qué me lleno de artefactos? Sí, ya me di cuenta. Hay algo ahí adentro, pero no me esforzaré en ver qué es. Voy por un plato, salsita, y ahí tengo unos chetos y sabritas. Porque esta cosa va a durar bastante. Y mira, sí me queda bastante bien como personaje.
Yoimiya, don't be sad.
Otro sí.
Oh, I know. Let me tell you something that'll cheer you up. Yesterday, I won 3 beetle fights in a row against that guy with the horns on his head.
Es el mismo de la... ¿O es otro? De la historia
Wow,
de Ito.
Matsuzaka. Nice work. It's not easy to beat Ito.
No, sí lo es. Y sí, es el mismo.
Don't worry, Yoimiya. Maybe you can't light fireworks during the Irodori festival, but there are still lots of other fun things to do. I know. Thanks, you guys. It's just that fireworks are banned in the city for a few days.
En la ciudad.
I'm not that upset, really.
Yoimiya, it's me.
Genial, otra responsabilidad.
I want to introduce you to a new friend, an Outlander girl. I just met her. Wait, what's your name again?
Klee. My name is Klee.
Nice to meet you, Klee. I'm Yoimiya, and I run Naganahara Fireworks.
Hello.
I love the cute outfit, with the hat and the cool little symbols. So unique. And your backpack, wow, it's really well made.
No como estos patéticos niños aquí.
That's a 4-leaf clover. Mom and Master Jean said it can bring me good luck.
Really? That's awesome! I bet everyone would love one of those. Also, that little fairy on your backpack is super cute, too.
That's Dodoko, my best friend. We always go fish blasting together in Starfell Lake.
Oh, Dodoko? What an interesting name. I really like it.
Yep. My mom says that when a Dodoko is born, it rides the wind and goes off on a big adventure.
Ride the wind and go off on a big adventure? Klee, your mom sounds like a very cool person.
Yep. My mom is the best and most awesome person ever. And Yoimiya, Iwao was right. You're a really cool person, too.
Thanks, Klee. I feel like we really get each other. We'll be great friends. I'm sure of it.
It's so heartwarming watching these two chat away.
Sí, siento que la humanidad tiene una oportunidad de salir adelante y después me acuerdo de cosas y...
Hey, Klee!
Entro a Facebook 10
you like
minutos y
four-leaf
se acaba
clover
esa
so much,
esperanza.
why don't I make a firework with a 4-leaf clover pattern and set it off for you?
Yeah! And after the fireworks, we can go fish blasting with Dodoko.
Hold on a second. Fish blasting? No way. Albedo was pretty clear about that.
Las explosiones están prohibidas.
Oh, oops. I got so excited that I completely forgot about that. The folks from the Yashiro Commission specifically warned me that no fireworks are allowed in Inazuma during the Irodori Festival.
Ah, no, entonces no es solo la ciudad, todo Inazuma.
What? It's not allowed? But... Aww. Okay, then.
Hey, come on. You just made a new friend. This is a happy occasion.
Vámonos en
Why are
Canomilla,
you
pues.
suddenly so upset?
Nunca hagan eso, nunca digan no te pongas triste. Yo ya lo aprendí. Diálogo, no es cierto, no te pongas triste.
Yeah, we still have loads of things we can do.
Vamos al festival Irodori a echar un vistazo.
Right,
Irodori.
just like Saika said. There are lots of fun things to do.
Ah, chinga, ¿cómo sabemos cómo se llama?
What do you say, Klee? Sounds like the Irodori Festival could be a real blast.
Que va a ser una
Okay,
gran
then.
explosión.
Let's go!
Ustedes, piches. Bueno, no, tú sabes que estás bien. Estos dos. Bajamos en Canomilla, pues. O le decimos a la reina Coco, mi reinita, déjame disfrutar algo, ¿no? Aquí en la zona. Ay, quiero ir por mi platito y por las papas porque esto sí se está prolongando demasiado. Yo pensé que tenía una historia cortita y no. Parece ser que no. Ay.
Here we are, the venue of the Irodori Festival.
No hay problema.
Look at all these stuff.
No, fuck. No, ni siquiera. Te odio juego para este año.
Outlander Brigade. When the wind of death blew towards the blonde samurai? Oh, what a long name. Must be a new one. I've never heard of it.
Están haciendo de burla los nombres de ciertos animes.
By Kawabunga Iki. Yoimiya, this is a really strange name.
Who's this Kawabunga? It's pronounced Kayabuki Ike. That would be me. Outlander Brigade is a new series of mine, and When the Wind of Death Blew Towards the Blonde Samurai is the first volume.
Outlander's Big Grade? Is it a story about the best of friends? Kaya says that every good story has to have best friends in it.
Absolutely not. I would never allow such cliches in one of my novels.
Felicidades, Kawaponga Iku, o como sea que te dijo. Estás discutiendo con una niña.
This is a book about betrayal, blood, and tears. A long and lonely struggle. A stubborn samurai's path to the truth. This is the kind of story that needs to be told.
Oh, is that right? Well, I'm not sure that's a very, suitable story for Klee. We might keep looking around.
Hey, miss! Don't go! Are you sure you don't want a copy? I'll give you 40% off!
Ay, qué bonitas están las dos. ¿Cómo no puedo caminar más lento que esto?
Flowers for Princess Fischl. Oh, look! It's Fischl's story!
That's right! Flowers for Princess Fischl. Have you read this book before, Klee?
Nope, but I know Fischl's story.
Ah, caray.
Fischl always hangs out with Oz. Everyone in the Adventurers Guild knows. It's just like how me and Dodoko are always together. I wonder if Dodoko is getting bored now.
Oh, no, tiene trastorno de personalidad múltiple. Piensa que Dodoko tiene una voluntad propia. Es su personalidad la que quiere que exploten las cosas.
Oh, Klee, I'm afraid it can't be helped. There are a lot of flammable items at the festival, and we have to be careful not to start a fire.
Darn. It seems like even the Irodori festival can't cheer
Vamos en Canomilla.
There must be plenty of things you can do with Dodoko besides lighting fireworks and going fish blasting.
Me cuesta creer que únicamente nosotros seamos capaces de utilizar los puntos del transporte. Quisiera pensar que mínimo podemos llevarlas con nosotros.
Yeah, like,
¿Dibujar?
Wait, so that's what you're suggesting?
El festival Irodori es el momento perfecto para contar historias.
That's right! The Irodori Festival is a place for putting your work on display. You could show Dodoko's story for everyone here!
Será como si Dodoko jugara con todo el mundo.
Bingo! What do you think of that idea, Klee?
Mr. Albedo taught me how to paint. I can paint the story of Dodoko's adventure in
Espero que no sea
Inazuma.
graffiti.
That's very imaginative. I think it's a great idea.
Gracias, mi reina.
We could even put the finished story on display at the festival.
Yay! Great! Dodoko will be so
Me encanta cómo
happy.
los otros niños ya murieron, ¿me explico?
Perfect! Okay, so I have some paper, paintbrushes, and paint at the shop. Let's go to the shop and paint your story there.
Yay! Let's go! Let's go!
Esta es una perfecta ocasión para ponernos a reflexionar de cómo tus amigos usuales a veces no te pueden sacar de tus aprietos actuales. Y conocer a alguien nuevo puede ayudar. Chingada madre, venimos de allá. Sasano. El primo... No lo digo. El primo norteño de Susano. Ya, queda mejor. Bueno, queda más amigable. Es que hoy en día ya no se puede decir ni un chistecito porque cielos. O ya no te puedes sonrojar cuando tu padre está contigo siendo una niña pequeña porque ya es sexualizar. Por el amor de Dios. Si no saben de qué hablo, un güey subió un TikTok de cómo le odia que sexualicen a las niñas chiquitas cuando interactúan con sus papás, usando de ejemplo la escena de un nuevo anime llamado Spy X Family. Pues como la nueva está sexualizando,
Klee
la
and I
niña quiere
just
mucho
had a
a su papá
discussion, and we've decided.
y se ruboriza porque quiere a su papá, no porque la estén sexualizando. Y bueno, ya. Ven, a eso me refiero. Cómo la esperanza del mundo se acaba apenas 10 minutos en Facebook, 2 en Twitter y a lo mucho 5 en TikTok.
We're gonna keep the content of the story a secret from you guys for now.
¿Por qué?
Obviously, I can't tell you why. Or, you'll see. Don't worry.
Okay.
You can keep exploring the festival while we're busy in the shop. We'll be here when you get back.
¿Será porque van a hacer explotar algo y no se
Come on, Noemia, we should get going. Let's go inside and start painting.
Exploding the fucking marker.
Klee y Emi ya entran a la tienda.
Oh, Paimon was hoping that we could all paint together. So unfair. Actually, Paimon's got an idea.
No.
Come on, let's go around to the take a sneaky peek.
Por experiencia te recomiendo que no lo hagas.
The passenger ship from Lila that we're supposed to meet should be arriving soon. Let's go to the docks.
Wow, se me está juntando
You know
todo.
that Shincho will be on board, right?
I still think we should
So
change
we
it.
should be
This part is
careful
a bit
not to
bold.
say anything about the stolen novels.
Okay.
So, what does Dodoko do after getting to Inazuma?
Dodoko goes to eat tri-flavored skewers, tonkatsu ramen, and egg rolls.
Ooh, that sounds great! Is that what you're painting? It looks beautiful! Once you're done painting, let's go get it printed. We'll print a whole bunch of copies and go hand them out at the festival. Although it'll cost a lot more to get it printed. Let me see if I've got enough saved up.
It's okay, Yoimiya. I have some more. Look!
50 more is probably not quite enough. Well, if we don't have enough, we can ask the Traveler for ideas.
Mr. Honorary Knight has helped a lot already. I don't want to trouble him. So, I think I should just go fish blasting to earn some mora.
No fish blasting. Paimon and the Traveler said so.
Oh. Then we've got no choice. We'll have to go see Mr. Albedo.
Who's Mr. Albedo?
He's my older brother. He's super duper smart. He can do anything. And he knows how to paint, too. He paints Hilly Churls, Kaya, and even Dodoko. That's why he came to Inazuma this time, to do paintings for everyone.
Oh, is that right? Then I guess Mr. Albedo must be an artist working with the iPublishing House.
An artist? Oh, that means he has 2 jobs. One as an alchemist, teaching Sucrose alchemy, and the other as
Si esto
an
fuera más
artist
para
doing
adultos,
paintings for people.
orientado más a adultos, sería la oportunidad perfecta para hacer que Klee haga ese tipo de comedia donde ella ha visto cosas que no comprende, pero lo dice como es. Y obviamente nosotros como adultos decimos, espera, ¿qué? Y decir cosas que se supone que no debería decir.
Yoimiya, let me show you something. Mr. Albedo taught me you can paint Dodoko's color like this.
¿Va a explotar toda la tienda?
Wow! I can see the resemblance. All right, I'll paint the streets, and Klee, you fill in Dodoko's colors. Hey, you can even write the story over here to explain what's happening in the painting.
Okay, let's write this.
Oh.
Shoot! Paimon didn't hear the last part.
Después de un rato esperando.
Dodoko sure had a lot of fun in Inazuma.
Those two sound like they really did go on an adventure with Dodoko. They couldn't be happier.
Now, we have to get Dodoko's story printed. Come on, let's go to the iPublishing House.
Es aquí donde saco la billetera. Ah, espérate. Ah, chinga, ¿y está por qué se activó o qué? No sé. Ajá. ¿Sí es eso? Sí es eso. Una historia para ti. Ajá, ok.
How about I just do a short story in a parallel universe? Just something in a manuscript.
Una historia corta con universos paralelos.
Here we are.
Estos nunca son
This
cortos.
is the Yai Publishing House.
Yai Publishing House. Ooh, it's Auntie Aratani. I know Auntie Aratani.
A la tía Aratani.
Auntie? Who's that calling me Auntie? Oh, it's the little girl who came with Mr. Calx. How can I help you, little girl?
Auntie Aratani, can you help me get Dodoko's story printed so that everybody can see it?
Dodoko? Oh, so you've been writing a story, huh? Is Dodoko the main character?
Not only that, Dodoko is also real. Look!
Huh? I don't quite understand.
We'd better explain this to her.
Le cuentan a Aratani quién es Dodoko y que quieren hacer Klee y Milla.
Oh, I see. Oh, I'd love to help you make this wish come true, but I'm sorry. The deadline has passed for accepting printing orders for the Irodori festival.
Auntie, are you saying Dodoko won't be able to meet everyone after all?
Chantaje emocional.
Oh, I'm sorry, little girl.
Más chantaje.
Oh, Klee, don't be upset. You still have me and the Traveler. We'll think of something.
Se hacen buena pareja, Cat Devil, y hasta parece que ella es la hija. Cat Devil sabía lo que estaban haciendo los de Genshin para hacer todo esto. Sí, pensaremos en algo.
Miss Aratani, is there any way at all we can still get this printed? We can pay extra. And if you're short on staff to help with the printing, I can pitch in.
Miss Yoimiya, I understand your sentiment, but I'm afraid it's not as simple as that.
Voy a mi relajatetera y me abro mi propia imprenta.
We've been printing many people's personal works for this festival, and a lot of the books are already well behind schedule. The printing press is already working overtime to try and catch up. At a time like this, we really can't squeeze any more jobs in.
What do we do? Seems like we might have to give up on this idea.
Relajatetera.
No, I won't let that happen. I remember this one time when I was little. Pop said he'd take me to the festival, but he was so busy with work that he forgot all about it. I waited and kept wondering when Pops was finally gonna take me there. Eventually, people started coming home from the festival. That night, I cried miserably. To this day, I still remember how sad I felt. I don't want Klee to feel the same way. If we can't get it printed, then we'll just have to find our own way. I can paint. Over the next few days, I'll paint as many as I can. Then we'll take those to the festival.
My. Yoimiya has quite a determined spirit. I like it very much.
Ver tantos personajes juntos como...
It's Miko, and Albedo too!
Mi corazón explota.
We heard everything.
Oh, Lady Ai.
It's okay, I know. You were just following the rules. Plus, we really are quite behind schedule with the printing. But our mission at Yae Publishing House is to bring dreams and happiness to the masses. It would be a crying shame if we couldn't even help one adorable little girl fulfill her wish. Let me think. Oh, I know. Yoimiya, little girl, you can print your book, but on one condition, okay?
Of course, Lady Guji. Just tell us. Whatever this condition is, I am ready to face it.
Dear me, it's nothing that horrendous. You make it sound like I'm some sort of wicked witch.
Como si fuera una bruja maldita.
All I mean is, if you want to get your work printed now, there is only one way. You have to combine it with another print. However, there is only a small amount of space remaining in the book in question. Your book is too big, so you have to reduce it to about half the size to make it fit. Is this a sacrifice that you're willing to make?
Klee, Lady Guji is saying that we can print the book if we shrink it to half the size. Are you okay with that?
Yup, I am. Thanks, Miss Guji lady.
What an adorable little girl. Well, that settles it. Aratani, make sure it gets printed with tonight's batch.
Yes, Lady Ai. I'll get right on it.
Combining the prints is a plausible solution, but it'll cause a lot of extra work for the printing press. I am terribly sorry about that.
No problem. Just think of it as my greeting gift for little Klee. Besides, the Yae Publishing House will need your help with the illustrations again next time, Mr. Calx. You could also consider it as my investment in you. All right, I won't disturb you two any longer. Bye-bye now.
Oh, me encanta. ¿Por qué no llegó a mi equipo?
Yay! Everything Everything worked out perfectly. Now, we just need to wait for an update from the
Ya
Publishing
también
House.
sí la necesitaba. Era básicamente Special 2.0.
Yoimiya,
Con una habilidad
Traveler.
rota, pero oigan.
Thank you for keeping Klee so exceptionally well entertained for me.
No worries.
Albedo, tú también deberías pasar tiempo con Klee.
Yes, you're right. Klee is family, after all.
Klee es familia después de todo.
Just something to get into the festival.
Ah, su mecha, ¿y sigue?
It truly is.
Qué bueno que esto lo hago con 8 días. Si no, esta cosa no lo hubiera acabado a tiempo. Choto mate cure. El resto no. No aventura festiva. Ah, ok, 14 y 16 horas del día siguiente. Chincho, quién sabe, se perdió. Dejen voy rápido por mi platito para servirme mis papitas, agua y así. Ay Dios, ese era el chamuco interno. Vuelvo rápido. Ay. Sigo sin saber quién canta eso, pero oye. Se me quedó pegado en la cabeza. Bueno, mucho que saber. Tal vez se escuche, tal vez. Sí, así es, en esta casa se ve anime todo el día. Bueno, no todo el día. Es que me da calor, pero para salir me pongo mi playera porque si no me dicen gordo y eso me hace sentir inseguro. Y no los culpo porque sí es cierto. I'm a fat man. Pues ya estoy haciendo ejercicio. De hecho, razón por la cual alguien me escribió algo. Ok, ¿qué? Ah, sí, potato chip. Dirígete al lugar. Ok, ajá. Me hacen venir. Y venir entre Rito y la ciudad de Inazuma. Estoy hasta el coño. Te preguntaron, gordo, pero estás comiendo tus papitas. Pues sí, si no se echan a perder caras de pez. Iba a decir otra cosa, pero oigan. Ustedes no tienen la culpa de mi gordura. Yo, mi depresión, tienen la culpa de mi gordura. Hijo. Ok, en lo que esto pasa, yo me sirvo.
Look, Mr. Honorary Knight, Auntie Aratani brought us Todoko's story.
Y quiero pensar que con Chrissy respetan más los diálogos tipo Onesan o Oni-chan y Oba-san y con otros personajes, ¿no?
Now we can finally see what secrets Klee and Yoimiya were keeping from us.
Oh, it's really nothing that exciting.
Pero aún así me lo ocultaron. Así que mis
It's the
expectativas.
story of Todoko and me.
And me.
Ajá.
And you guys.
Vaya, a ver, aguanten, tengo que leer. Vamos, Todoko. Una dulce y hermosa madre dijo una vez, antes o después, todos los Todokos deciden dejarse llevar por el viento o la marea y comenzar su aventura. Tal y como ella predijo, cuando nuestro Todoko escuchó que su buena amiga Klee había decidido ir al país de la Shogun Raiden de aventuras, se sintió muy feliz. A Todoko le encanta comer cosas ricas en el buen cazador y escuchar a los bardos cantar sus canciones. Perdón. ¿Qué? Ah, sí. Pero lo que más le gusta de todo es contar las estrellas y hacer coronas de flores silvestres con Klee. Al fin y al cabo, todos los Todokos anhelan poder ir de aventuras. Si voy a la nación de la Shogun Raiden, no solo tendría que hacer frente a unos fuertes vientos, sino también cruzar el océano. A Todoko no le dan miedo los aullidos del viento. Ese es el sonido de la bendición del arconte Nemo. Todoko tampoco le teme a las olas gigantescas de Kokomi. Todoko es todo un valiente. Kokomi, ok. Pero Todoko no quiere que Klee tenga que hacer frente a ningún peligro, porque Klee es su mejor amiga y los amigos deben protegerse el uno al otro. Además, Todoko no quiere separarse de Klee. Sin Klee, cualquier aventura sería como... No quiero ver eso. Aún. Sin Klee, cualquier aventura sería como una flor dulce que no florece, solitaria y triste. Incluso si viajara por todo Teyvat, visitara cada rincón y atravesara cada lago, ninguna aventura tendría sentido sin Klee. Así que está decidido. Todoko irá de aventuras con su mejor amiga, Klee. Si vamos en barco, no podré volar con libertad ni nadar en el mar, pero podré ver la sonrisa de Klee cada día y escuchar las historias de Albedo. Eso vale la pena. ¡Ay, qué bonito! En la nación de Inazuma todo es de color púrpura, desde la hierba hasta los peces y los pájaros. Si tuviéramos que dibujarlo todo, Albedo no tendría suficiente pintura púrpura. Es una pena que Albedo no tenga tiempo para dibujar con Klee y Todoko. Albedo es un adulto, así que a veces tiene que ocuparse de cosas de adultos. Por suerte, Todoko siempre puede contar con Klee. A Klee siempre se le ocurren muchas cosas divertidas que hacer, así que cuando Klee y Todoko están juntos, nunca se aburre. Klee tiene muchísimos amigos en Inazuma, como el Caballero Honorario, Paimon y Yoimiya. Con todo el mundo aquí, esta aventura está siendo muy divertida. ¡Yuhu! ¡Vivan las aventuras! El Caballero Honorario ha llevado a Todoko a escalar la montaña Youko. Al llegar a la cima estábamos agotados, achis cuando pasó eso. Así que nos tumbamos bajo el cerezo sagrado para tomar una siestecita. Dormimos tanto que, al despertarnos, nos habían crecido las alas como un tengu. Las alas de Klee son de color rojo y las de Yoimiya doradas. El Caballero Honorario tiene alas de color azul. Paimon puede volar incluso sin alas, así que ella no tiene. Cuando movimos las alas juntos, creamos una gran corriente de aire. Entonces, ¡fiu, fiu! El viento despeinó al amigo. Será mejor que nos vayamos antes de que se enfade. ¡Qué bonito! Las aventuras son increíbles, pero... la tripita... no. La tripita de Klee está rugiendo. Vaya, ¿cómo se nos ha podido olvidar? Comer algo rico es súper importante durante una aventura. Estamos disfrutando de los deliciosos tangos que hemos comprado. Todoko y Paimon han devorado en un santiamén su ración. Después de llenar la barriguita, Todoko observa la sonrisa de Klee y no puede evitar pensar: conocer a Klee y a todos los demás es lo mejor que me ha pasado nunca. ¡Qué bonito! Voy a romper mi silla. Se me ha olvidado algo. Ahora que lo pienso, tú también eres parte de esta aventura. Vamos de aventuras juntos. Riamos juntos y compartamos la comida. Tú también eres nuestro amigo. Ven, corre. Yoimiya está preparando unos fuegos artificiales. ¡Qué hermoso! Voy a explotar. Cuando disfrutábamos de los fuegos artificiales, Yoimiya dijo: mientras tengamos imaginación, seremos libres. Entonces Klee dijo: siempre seremos amigos. ¿Lo ves? Todoko es muy feliz cuando está con todos sus amigos. Ahora tú también eres amigo de Todoko, así que tú también tienes que estar contento y venir de aventuras con nosotros.
Paimon's in the story too! This is Paimon's first time featuring in a printed book! Woohoo! Paimon's gonna be famous!
Of course we included Paimon! This is the story of everyone's big happy adventure with Todoko.
Perdón, estoy poniéndole salsa.
This story is Mia's gift from Mr. Honorary Knight.
Oh.
Lady Yae wanted me to inform you that since this book was printed together with another work, there are many more copies than you may have anticipated. We won't charge you a printing fee, but in exchange, the extra copies of your book will be included as a free gift with purchases of the other book. Is that okay with you?
Oh, are you sure? I mean, it's fine by us. But what does the author of the book think?
Actually, the book that yours was printed with is called the Tevat Travel Guide.
Hey, that's Mommy's book!
So, Klee's mother is a writer? Huh.
Klee's mother, Alice, is a renowned adventurer in Tevat, and the Inazuma edition of her popular Tevat Travel Guide series is set to be released imminently. Lady Yae has already decided on how to promote it. A joint endeavor by Tevat's biggest and best mother-daughter adventure duo. It's sure to be a huge hit.
Órale.
Paimon knew it. Miko would never do anything for free.
A typical move by Lady Yae. It works out well for everybody, doesn't it?
Yep, I'm super happy because my book gets to be released together with Mommy's book. It's like me and Mommy going on an adventure together. Oh, I'm so glad I came. The Irodori Festival is the best!
Vamos, con que 20 te escucha decir eso. Ah, esto estuvo muy bonito. Ok. Veamos. Entonces esta ya está. Ahora hagamos confirmar. Y la misión. El bardo Lene de Mondstadt está muy emocionado por hablar sobre composición poética con el poeta Otomo de Inazuma. Vamos a ver. De hecho, sí está medio urgente porque mañana tal vez juegue otra, o sea, toda otra sección. ¿También eres? No sé. ¿Qué? Ah, sí, mañana tal vez me juegue otra del evento principal. Otro con el invitado del evento principal. Y lo que sea la otra. Es decepcionante. Ah, esto sí no lo voy a leer. Voy a masticar si eso les pone alegre a alguno de ustedes. Claro, ¿de qué se trata? Sabía que iban a repetir ese pinche patrón de historias innecesarias sobre los NPC. Entonces esto no lo grabo. Cuando contemplas a un personaje en una nación extranjera, ajá. Oh. A ver, vamos a probar hacer esta y ya determinaremos con el tiempo, es decir, mañana, si grabo esto en directo o en el pastel, y ya incluso eso los dejo para que yo los haga después de golpes. La neta, qué hueva. Ok, a ver, podemos ir. Quiero pensar que se refieren ¿cómo se dice? A estos consumibles únicos de Inazuma para mejorar de nivel a los personajes. Espera un momento. Ok, le voy a escribir algo, ¿no? Porque después de esto quiero jugar con tanto desconocimiento. Obviamente no. Ok. Y una foto de mi trasero. Podemos ir a Tatarasuna. Ah, sí, le voy a escribir. Aquí está. Vamos a ver, pues es que sí. ¿Por qué quieren verme tomando fotos? No sé si eso cuente. No creo. Los cerezos estos. Sí, no cuenta. Okay. ¿Aquí no hay escaradiablos? No me acuerdo. Donde sí sé que hay es aquí. Podemos verlo. Ok. A ver acá. Ah, mira, aquí hubiera podido tomar ambas de un tostón. Y estos caradiablo le caminan haciendo camiseta. ¡Oh! Así es como sabes que eres un vicioso en Genshin. Te sabes ciertas ubicaciones específicas de materiales de ascensión y demás. Acá. Ah, mira. Yo no terminé de hablar de Danganronpa. Si bien en el anime no requieres mucho contexto. A ver, ¿dónde te digo? No requieres, o sea, más bien el anime no te da tanto contexto, pero tampoco lo necesitas para entenderlo por completo. Porque en esencia lo importante, entre comillas, te lo hacen saber. Al menos yo sí aprecié mucho más el desenlace en el anime tras haber visto el juego. Ah, chinga. ¿Qué es esto? Crear un poema. Toma imágenes y coge material de inspiración para combinar más versos. O sea, ¿cómo? Entonces debería ir por qué otro material. Ok, ya entendí. Desde que al amor renuncié, volví a amar todas las cosas. Desde que de buscar me cansé, hallé la libertad dichosa. Entonces comprendí que si de mi hogar pude huir, fue gracias a la incolora brisa gentil. Del nabo, sinceramente. Pero que al parecer eso no requiero... ¿Cómo se dice? sea, no es importante. En pocas palabras. Son los minijuegos. Ah, mira, a ver. Ok. Es extraño. Entonces este va a ser tomar fotos y escoge un poema. Y aquí será juega la arena mecánica. Aquí juega... ok. Ay, es demasiado largo este evento. En fin, nos vemos en el siguiente episodio de Genshin Impact, amiguitos. Yo me despido. Está muy padre, está muy cool. Digo, porque es la interacción entre personajes y... Ahora sí que ya están juntando, ya no solo es la interacción entre los personajes de una región, ahora ya lo están haciendo entre regiones y está muy cool. En fin, nos vemos en el que sigue. Adiós. Hasta la próxima.